Have you ever noticed how the one who is the loudest in a row in a certain place is usually the one who performs or is the weakest? Well, real winners, real people that get promotions, make millions of dollars, they do not talk about it. They do not scream it. They just win in pure silence while you're making a big fool out of yourself. That is what I'm going to teach you, how you can win without telling too much, because you only win through actions. And that leads to my first point, actually. Well, most of the time, people who talk this big say that this, and that without any proof. Most of them look like foolish idiots. So, to prevent that, I have my 4 points for this today's video. And the first one has to do with your actions. Actions are proof. You can deny an action. Say as you're talking, people can look the other way around. So you're talking. I don't know if I can draw this, but I'll try my best. So you say a few words. People can look the other way. That's what can happen. Say you've done an action. Again, people can look the other way. So what it looks like, you said something, people can look the other way. You've done something, people can look the other way. But there is a big difference why your action has proof. Because if your actions have results, that is undeniable proof that you've done something. Well, words, it can lead to success, but most of the time it does not. And that's why actions have more value. People value an action more. It's just part of reality. You cannot change them. You can never deny it never happened. But it's just a part that actions have a result, the outcome. Well, people can ignore your words and then there is no outcome, just pure silence. That's the thing. So then you get a situation that people look at the right direction, but they ignore you, and then there is no outcome. Or you've done your actions, and people look at that, and then there is an outcome. That is what's happening, essentially. So if they look, there can be no outcome. They can just ignore, go back to here, and it's undone what you've said. But your action, it has a result. There is a result after an action. After a certain input, there is a result. And it's not deniable. You cannot change it, you cannot ignore it. The result always stays there. There's always a result that stays there. But why do you want to do that? Let's say you're at work. Common place for people. And then you're just with a colleague and you're debating who is the better person in this, and that. Say it's within your rank, your title. Why do you want to debate on that? Why not prove it? Your actions just prove your whole debate. Well, you can debate the whole day long, and it didn't get you any further, only did you waste 24 hours of your life. That's what's happening. So therefore, words have a certain value, but if ignored, you're just lost. Actions have certain value, but if ignored, there is still a result. That's why your actions are proof of something you did. Now, I get into my second point. Actions have another benefit, which is avoids resistance / defensive posture, moves, actions from other people. Why? Let's say you have a discussion, but it's getting more towards them, so they're being criticized. People are usually this. They build up a Chinese wall within 10 seconds. They're like this. But with action, it's reality again. It's proof. So they can only accept it. Why build a defensive wall when the proof is there? Why try to be found not guilty for a shoplifting? Well, the proof says you're there. You've done it. It's a very easy and quick one. But if you just go in without words, you let people have the opportunity to go in a defensive state. Especially in today's world, actually. If you criticize someone, they make from a mosquito or elephant. But again, they just put this amount of defensive wall. And they do another thing, which comes at the end of the video actually. But let's say you go to your boss or your parents. Why ask them for something? A raise, a amount of pocket money. Why ask it instead of doing the work, proving you're worth it, and then go ask it? So with your boss, prove that you're capable of doing that position, prove that you have the potential inside of you, and then go to your boss. Well, I've done this, and this, I'm at this level. Is there any way, a possibility I can get to this? Can you give me a path? Then there is no time for a defensive state. Because you've already proved them. You're there, you have the potential. If you've done yours, you've proved them, you're being good, you're being responsible. Why not reward them? That's why it avoids resistance and a whole Chinese wall if you do it with actions. But also, there's another benefit. It builds a stronger reputation. Reputation is everything, especially in today's society. Everywhere you go, if you have a bad reputation, you're already 3-0 down. Just you can quit. You need to hope for a miracle. But also, people respect a doer. If you're going to say, I will be at the next Mr. Olympia in bodybuilding, it's fine you said it, but actually put in the work, achieve it, people have far more respect for you. But it's the same with a president. If he says at the beginning of the elections, I'm going to help child hunger in Africa, if he does that, you have far more respect that he did it than just said, I'm going to do it, and you're just waiting if he does it. That's why it builds a stronger reputation. It gives you respect from other people that they respect something that someone does. You can say you're going to do it, but your actions are again the proof. Just the proof alone is the core value of this. It's proof of something you did, and people respect that. That's why it builds a better reputation. Now getting to the last point. Why you need to talk less, do more. Arguments can lead to enemies. I need to highlight it in red actually, but why? In a heated argument, in everything you're just going to say, is someone interpreted it wrong, then you're done. Then you've created an enemy for life. You've wasted time, so you've lost two things: time, time, energy, and a potential friend or someone that can help you get further. There are the three things you've lost through an argument instead of doing something. It's the same as in sports. I'm a big fan of Formula One. So let's take that for example. You can talk about how unfair it is that Max Verstappen, I'm a bit of a Max fan, but in this scenario, I'm just the normal watcher. You can talk about it's not fair, he has the better car and everything. Yeah, that may be true. He doesn't discuss, he doesn't argue, he just proves that he's the best. That's what he does. So you can discuss if a colleague is better than you or not. Prove it. You can discuss if you're the better husband. Prove that you're the better husband. At the bad side, if things go south, you've created an enemy. By arguing a lot, you may hurt someone's feelings, and when hurted, people can become against you. So that's why you can have enemies after an argument instead of doing something. Well, something, it can lead to an enemy as well, doing something, but you're more likely to get an enemy from conversations than from an action. Now we get into the last thing, which is the counterpart of it. Because sometimes you want to talk more. Why do you want to talk more? Well, when you're caught in a lie. If you're caught in a lie, you're getting all emotional, you go all ballistic on the person. It makes you far more believing. Why, as I said, in this society, if someone feel like being attacked, wrongly attacked, so he's not guilty or her, we go all out to prove it just that we're not the one who did it. So if you go all out in your argument, cry, shout, everything you do, it makes it far more believing that you're innocent. That's the counterpart of it. Then it's better to argument because it also distracts someone. You're talking a book in a minute. No one can follow what you're saying. So therefore it must be wrong. That's a part of it. And that's why in those certain situations it's better to go all out than to prove them wrong with a action, because you have no time for an action. There is no time to do a action. It's you in the moment. So if you've no time to do an action, go all out and just distract them with 1,000 words. That's actually what I came up with. People always say a picture is worth more than 1,000 words. It's the same for an action. An action is more than 1,000 words. If you've done something great, people cannot describe it in less than 1,000 words. That's something that got me thinking. What are things that you have achieved through an action, not just through words? If you have something, let me know. I'll be happy to hear it. For example, my actions got me to a promotion. I came at the supermarket I'm working today. I went there just at the normal baseline. I got one position higher, and after 6 months of putting in the work, proving them wrong that I'm the better one, I was already giving another promotion, which I'm now debating if I'm going to take it or not. So that's something that I have achieved and proved others wrong. Because they said, no, you cannot be better. So if you have something like that, let me know. I love to hear it. But in the meantime, I hope you've learned something out of this, something useful, something that you can use in your everyday life, something maybe to think about. How am I doing this? Am I the one who's being more talkative? Or am I the one who is more a doer? Think about yourself. Just put a mirror in yourself and think about the actions that you're doing against the amount of talking you're doing. So, until then, I hope you've learned and hope to see you in my next video.